Welcome. In front of me is an iPad mini from 2021, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. So we're gonna start off with the basically a nice feature of copying and pasting things over, which is a little bit simplified to what you probably are used to on like Androids and other stuff, and basically allows you to do it virtually the same way as you would do on a computer, with a little bit of a caveat to it. So as an example, I do have right here just an image open, right? Just get rid of this. So as an example, you do need to have two applications open for this. So application that you want to get the link, text, image, whatever it is that you want to drag over from, an application that you want to drag it to. So as an example, I will be using Files and the web browser. So for instance, this image, there we go, it's good, right? So all you need to do is simply hold it, not like that. Now this is not exactly what I want. Let's try that again. Oh, there we go. As you can see now, it's just an image. So what you can do now is basically grab this bar, slide it over to the side, drop it, and there you go. And now basically downloaded the image and automatically pasted it in there. It also works with Notes or any kind of other applications, mails. You can basically grab any kind of link, file, stuff like that, grab it without actually needing to do anything extra, drag it over to the application that you want, and voila. Now obviously this can also work even better if you, for instance, are split screening with something. So as an example, if I just, oops, not like that, let's go back to it, bring it up, continue, not now, oh. Well, this opened it in something, I think in images, but I mean obviously you can see that there is a bit of functionality here. So anyway, I'm gonna move on to the next one, which is the multi-window support, which you actually just seen me use. So all you need to do is bring up the little panel right here that you do by simply swiping just a little bit, like so. And this will bring up basically everything that I have added right here, plus recent applications past this point. And all you need to do is simply just hold the icon that you want, drag it over, drop it, and there you go. You have basically now multitasking capabilities on this device. You can use two different applications, and as you can see, it will stay open here. You can bring it out by sliding it from the side, hide it if you want to. There you go. I believe you can actually have multiple windows like that open, so I'm gonna just test it out just so I'm sure. Nope, it actually looks like we can only have one additional one, which is a little bit of a shame, but still better than nothing. Anyway, moving on to the next one. This will be a little bit accessory dependent, which I do have this little dongle right here. Now, if you have any kind of like a MacBook with only two Type-C ports, you probably have this lying around because you just cannot really live without it. So I have a little bit of a dongle Type-C, and this splits into SD card, micro SD, two USBs, and also HDMI. Now honestly, I actually haven't tested if the HDMI works. If it does, then that's great. If it doesn't, well, just a bummer. But what I wanted to show you is something else, which is a full support for something like a mouse, just a typical mouse with a USB dongle. Obviously you can use also a Bluetooth mouse if you have one. I don't. I just have a Lightspeed, that's why I have a dongle for it. This will work just fine with a Bluetooth one. And additionally, you can also plug in a keyboard, which you can see right here. And that's the cable for it. So anyway, I'm gonna connect this quickly. Obviously, I'm not gonna connect the keyboard just because honestly, it's kind of redundant. Although I might actually as well do it anyway. So there we go. As you can see, both of them are connected now. There's my mouse. And once you start using the mouse, you will see this pointer, which basically allows you to interact with the display. It's not the greatest thing, to be honest. The pointer does work way better than it does on Android, if you ever tried that. Even though you can use the same kind of thing, the dongle, on Android devices, boy oh boy does it not compete to this one. It works really fine on just on the iOS right here, but it really falls apart if you're trying to use applications that are pointer dependent. So as an example, I tried before using GeForce Now. If you're not sure what that is, I'm just going to quickly explain it. It's a application for video game streaming, and obviously that kind of thing would really benefit from a mouse and keyboard support, right? I mean, you do have technically a mouse right here, but guess what? For Safari, this is not a mouse. This is basically worse than a touch input. So it kind of falls apart in certain cases, but anything that you want to do just normally, opening up applications, anything that can just do with normal touching, it's basically as good. Additionally, you can scroll. There's some additional settings to it, so you can change the scrolling orientation. So if you scroll down, it goes down, and up goes up, or basically try to mimic the one that is on the trackpads, where you basically slide up to go down. If you ever used Apple computers, you're probably aware of what I mean. And obviously, if I just, as you can see, select right here, you can see that keyboard is working just fine as well. Now keep in mind that for things like, as an example, keyboard, if it has lighting, which this one does, if I would turn that lighting on, the iPad will need to power it on, and that means that the battery will drain way quicker than it would normally drain. So just keep that in your mind. But yeah, as you can see, works just fine. So anyway, moving on to the next one, which will be a USB storage. So that's kind of where I have the files open still. So I do have a card right here. I'm just gonna take it out and just have the tiny little SD. And again, I'm gonna plop it into this one. And keep in mind right here, it's gonna pop up in a second. Here we go. Oh, there we go. And on here you can see there is basically all the, you can access all the videos from here. There we go. As you can see, those are all the videos. I can play them from here if I wanted to. But additionally, what I wanted to get back to is just the ease of, for instance, copying things over. So as an example, if you have a lot of photos, you can simply just kind of select them, drag it over, wrap it to your SD storage, which can be removed. Click on done. And there we go. As you can see, there it is. So you can quickly basically organize all your media, move it over to SD card if you want to get rid of it from the device if you're running out of storage. It gives you a lot of versatility over something like a iPhone, which doesn't actually have a USB-C. That is a really good benefit of this device, the fact that it does have USB-C. It gives you a lot of versatility. So highly recommend utilizing that, to be honest. Now, anyway, moving on to the next one, it's going to be the gestures. This will kind of ditch the mouse because this will only include gestures that it can do on the device itself. So I'm gonna just unplug it, and we have a couple different gestures. I don't actually know all of them, to be honest, but yeah, we can get through them. So as an example, using 4 fingers, you can swipe up to close whatever applications you're using. You can use just 1 finger to get to your recent, obviously. If you have something open, you can, 4 finger swipe to basically switch applications. You can also do this by swiping on the bar itself, right here, which might be a little bit easier. Then there is, what else is there? I know there was a lot of different gestures, but I don't actually remember them all, to be honest. There's, I think 3 fingers are to remove text. So I'm gonna quickly open up things like Notepad. I'm gonna just type something in, and let's see. So as you can see, 3 fingers just removed an entire word. So there we go. You can also go back. Hopefully, I guess that kind of broke. So let's try that around now. So I am doing, I think, something a little bit weird. There we go. As you can see, basically removes text. There's a couple additional ones, but like I mentioned, I don't exactly remember them all. I can see that 2 fingers basically allows you to scroll through the text. Obviously, if there's like a couple lines of it, let me just kind of imitate that. You can basically move through the entire little field of different lines and select whatever you want. This honestly is one of the really nice things, and you can, I believe, do that on iPhones as well, which honestly that's one of the things that I consider better than Android, because if you ever use Android to type, you basically use the spacebar to do the same thing, but you only can move in single line. So if you get to the end, it's just gonna kind of cycle down, and further on here you can just kind of do it whatever you want on the screen, as long as you're using 2 fingers, move around and select at any point, and it is more precise than it is on Android. So again, really nicely done. But anyway, there's, like I said, many other gestures which I do highly recommend you checking out, searching for them, finding ones that you will find more usable than, for instance, what I showed you. And yeah, but this would conclude whatever I wanted to show you, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.